Hey there. So, come on up here, Drew. I want to explain to you guys. We did a lot of experimentation. We had our engineers come out, right?
Yeah.
OSHA came out a lot. They were like, everything you're doing is wrong.
There's our engineer right there.
Oh yeah, he's amazing. So, this is what we decided. We got these 3 trusses up here over the expanse, and it's more difficult than it looks. So first we got the SkyTrack up. It won't. That's as far as it'll reach. So these first couple were like, ooh, but we tied a rope to the top of the truss. We slung that over. Then Justin over there pulled on the rope, which then helped us support the top. Drew was on this ladder. Michael's down here saving his life. James is up in the scaffolding, or up in the trusses. Then I'm up here on this scaffolding. I'm moving it. It sucks. Then Kenny's down there on another ladder. He's moving stuff. And then Andrew's got his Triton over there, and he's pushing it. And then we get it in place and we nail it. So, just so you guys know what's going on. So, as you can clearly see, we got almost all the rafters up. We just have to do the 2 gabled ends and then do our eaves. So I'm really excited about that. Now, we all went to lunch. Kenny, come here. And we're a little disappointed, a little frustrated, right? Because we work so hard to, get things right, or at least close to right. And then, what'd you ask for your drink?
I ordered a sweet tea.
And I ordered root beer, which is very unusual for me. And instead, they gave us clown juice. Listen. What do you got?
My horn's all blown out.
Oh, he blew out his horn, but clown juice. It's ridiculous.
Clown juice.
Ugh. All right, we're gonna get back to work.
2, 1.
Huh. So, thank God. I just want to take a moment and thank God, because look up. We got these high rafters up. Did you see? So, Andrew, you were here. Come on, Connor. And I told everybody all day long, if you saw anything at all sketchy,
Nothing.
then please tell me immediately, because I care about safety. So did you see anything sketchy?
Nothing.
And how did you avoid seeing sketchy things?
Close my eyes.
Close your eyes. That's exactly right. Close your eyes like this. Oh, dear God, please, 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 please. It was pretty sketchy. I'm not going to lie. All right, so I want to talk to you guys about something that I think is interesting. Jesus said that if your eye offends you, pluck it out, because it's better to go into heaven with one eye than it is to go burn in hell. Right?
True statement.
Yeah. He also said, if your foot offends you, cut it off, because it's better to go into heaven with one foot than it is to go to hell and burn. And if your hand offends you, same thing. It's better to cut it off than it is to burn in hell, right? And I've heard a lot of pastors talk about, oh, what this means is blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you what this symbolizes, whatever. I'll tell you what I haven't heard. Well, I actually have heard it one time, our pastor. I haven't heard a pastor that said, you know what? If your eye offends you, literally start gouging that thing out. And you're like, whoa, 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 pastor. Maybe you ought to take it down a notch, buddy. Like, you really want me to gouge my eye out? And he goes, it's that serious. Do whatever extreme radical thing that you have to do to get that thing out of your life, just short of cutting your own eye out, because it matters that much. And all of a sudden you're like, yeah, okay, I don't want to lose my eye. You're like, well, then maybe you ought to just do the easier thing. Like, I don't know, quit the thing you're doing that's bad, right? If your feet are taking you to bad places, cut your foot off. You're like, oh, I don't want to cut my foot off. That doesn't sound cool. Well, instead, how about you just do whatever radical thing that you got to do to stop doing the thing, because it matters that much. It's better than that than to burn in hell. And same thing with your hands. If your hands are doing bad things, chop them off. Oh, whatever radical thing you got to do, just short of chopping your hands off, to not do that thing anymore, because it matters that much. You agree?
Mm-hmm.
Bro. Now, seriously though, did you see anything sketchy?
Nothing.
Stop. Good morning. So, I'm very excited because it's Monday morning and I love going to work because I'm an idiot. On Saturday, we got the rest of the trusses up, which I'm very grateful for. We still have to get decking up there, which is this OSB, which is the 7/16 OSB. And so I'm about to get up there and risk my life yet again, but nothing too sketchy. Not that big of a deal compared to what we were doing before. We got some house wrap around here, and that's a vapor barrier, but it also resists wind and water, and it lets the house breathe. On the inside of that will be spray foam insulation, and then we're gonna have Hardie on the outside, so that'll never rot or rust or anything, because Hardie doesn't do that. That's stupid to say something like that. All right, so I saw a meme on the internet, and it said, I'd like to see an episode of Undercover Boss where Jesus comes and visits Joel Osteen or one of these mega church pastors. And I was like, that would be interesting. And I'm like, what else would be interesting is Jesus coming to literally any one of our work and seeing how we operate on a day-to-day basis, and how we'd be like, oh, I probably should have been nicer. I probably shouldn't have used those words. I probably shouldn't have had those habits or whatever. I think it's very important. So this reminds me of a story. Obviously, it's a fictional story, but nevertheless, these two angels come and they're disguised as very poor people. And so it's cold and it's windy and it's rainy, and they go and they knock on this rich person's door and they're like, it's so cold out here. Is there any way that we could stay the night with you tonight? And the rich people are like, absolutely not. Slam. And like, maybe they were just having a bad day. Let's knock again. So they knock again. Please, is there any way that we could possibly? No way. Slam. This happened several times. And finally, the rich people are like, you know what? You can stay in the basement. Don't touch anything. We'll give you like our leftovers or whatever. They're cold. Just stay there the night or whatever and get out of here as quick as possible. So they do that. And then in the morning, the younger angel wakes up and the older angel is patching a hole in the wall, and he's like painting it, and it looks beautiful, and he's repaired this thing. And he's like, huh. So they go on their day. The next night, it's also cold and windy and rainy, and they come to a very poor person's house, and they knock on the door, and no sooner do they have a knock on the door and the poor people open it up and they go, come inside, it's cold out there, and they go, here, get by the fire, we don't have much, but we have this food, we don't need to eat, you guys go ahead, you look very hungry, you can stay in our bed, we'll sleep on the floor, what can we do to help you, tell us your story, and are very hospitable. They're grateful. The next morning, the farmer's only cow is dead. So they finally leave that place and they're walking down the road, and the younger angel looks at the older angel and he says, it's just not right. It's just not right. And the older angel's like, what's that? And he says, we went to those rich people and they had so much to give us, and they didn't share, and they were mean to us, and they belittled us and made us feel like dirt. And I woke up and you're patching their wall up and you're fixing their house. They don't need that. It doesn't seem right. And then we go to these poor people and they have almost nothing. And they're so kind to us and so generous, and they give us what little they do have, and they sacrifice their own self so that we can eat and have a place to sleep and be warm. And then they wake up and the farmer's only cow, his only livelihood, is dead. And the older angel looks at him and he says, things aren't always what they appear. He said, I looked in a hole in the wall and I saw treasure in the rich people's house. And because of the way that they treated me, I patched that hole up so that they would never find it. And he said, and last night, the angel of death came for the farmer's wife. And I said, please take the cow instead. So things are not always what they appear. We look and we say, this is not just, this is not right. Why do good people suffer and bad people don't? But there's more to the story that we don't know. So I want to show you something over here real quick. I think you should see this just in case. It's a just right here in this case. So I wanted to share that with you. All right, so this also reminds me real quick of my book. And it's Christmas time. I have 4 books published on Amazon. You can look me up, just look up my name on Amazon, iTunes, Kindle, Audible. And I've got one that's called Everyday Angels. And it's not exactly what I was just talking about, but a similar type of a story where somebody realizes that when they take the harder road, when they do the more difficult thing, when they love the unlovely person, that they feel better inside and they're rewarded. And there's much more to the story. There's a huge plot twist. So look it up. It's like less than $10. So get that as a gift. Get it for yourself. All right. Love you guys. We'll see you later. Bye. So we did this very slowly. It's looked like we've done almost nothing. I put some decking up here, 5 pieces, and I put another 10 on the other side. But then on this last bit, okay, this is a gabled end. So a gabled end is like a triangle, just like this over here. You see that? So you got a triangle of siding. Now, if that tilted down like this, that would be a hip. So this would be a hip, and then whenever it comes together down low, then you'd have a valley, okay? But this is a gable. Now, we have to have eaves on that gable. So obviously, when we put a truss up there, it can only sit as far as the wall goes, but you still have to go beyond that. And so that gabled end is lower by 3.5 inches than the other rafters, right? So all these rafters are made the same. They're common rafters. But then the two on the end, you can see they've got a bunch of vertical pieces, right? So that we can nail siding on and OSB on that. Okay, so that's called a gable end, but that's sitting lower by this much so that we can take these 2x4s and come across there, and then that carries the weight out past it. And you can tell we only went up so far because it's a lot higher than it looks. And so we got to do some and get some OSB on there and then do some more and, work our way up to it. So that is, I think, interesting. We're going to try to get this done today. On the other side, we've got some of the decking done too. We're going to try to get this done today, and then we got to do another gable on the other side. Okay, so I want to show you what I think is a pretty cool example. Our pastor talked about this years ago, and I thought it was pretty neat. Okay, so imagine, if you will, that your entire life is right here. This is when you're born, and this is when you die. That's when you, go to high school or whatever, and this is your whole career, and then you get married in there somewhere maybe and have some little kids and grandkids or whatever, and then eventually you die. That's it, right there. That's your whole life. And we focus all of our attention on this right here. That's all we focus on. We're just like, I just want to know from here to here. That's all I care about. Do I have a good job? Do I have a good retirement plan? Do I have enough money? Can I eat and pay my bills and have a warm place to stay? That's all I really care about. But I want you to imagine this. Eternity goes on and on and on and on. Imagine if this rope went all the way around the world about 500 times and then went all the way to the farthest reaches of outer space. And all we're focused on is right there. It feels like we're focused on the wrong thing, that we're being stupid. And so what I guess I'm saying is maybe focus some more time on your eternity, because it may be sooner than you think. I can't tell you how many funerals I've gone to. Christina, you just went to a funeral this last week, right? And, we're not promised a day on earth, so it's important to make sure that you got that part right. And Jesus gave it to us for free. So accept that gift and have a good eternity. So I saw this pregnant girl, and she was in such a bad mood, okay? I mean, she was really moody, and I was just thinking to myself, and I don't understand things, I wonder if it's that time of the month for her. You don't think so? Mike, what do you think? Oh, dear Lord, Mike, I didn't realize you were going to the bathroom. That's embarrassing. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wow, that is quite a hose you got there, sir.
Power piece.
Yeah, I see that. Wow. That is I feel shy and embarrassed. Tell me, Mike is amazing.
No,
He's an amazing person.
I am.
Yeah, no, it's true.
But John is really amazing.
Yeah, whatever. Go ahead.
I've never seen anybody be the boss and work so hard as him. True story, blown away. Glad I'm not with OSHA, but
Did you see anything sketchy at all today?
no.
That's the right answer. That's right. I tell all my people that. So look, earlier today we were talking about what if Jesus came and did like Undercover Boss episode and they had said Joel Osteen or something like that, right?
Yeah.
But what if Jesus came and did an Undercover Boss with anybody, right? And then we were talking about that some have entertained angels unaware, right? And then that made me kind of think about that movie that you made. You know which one I'm talking about?
I Am Gabriel.
Oh, that's the one. That's the one. Yeah. Tell us about that.
Well, I Am Gabriel. We did. It was just about a little boy angel that shows up in a dying Texas town, and it was so sweet. And it just turned out to be a really sweet movie that did really well. And God willing, here pretty quick, we'll be doing a TV series with it.
We can talk about that.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
so
out
excited.
there.
I've been it's the moment you told me about that, I was like, I want to tell people. I'm so
Yeah.
excited for you because I'm so happy for you.
Yeah,
That's
I
a big deal.
appreciate it. Well, you know what? It's nice that a company calls us, recognizes us for doing something good. and
That's always
says,
so flattering.
We'd like to turn that into a TV series.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, 10 years later, who'd have thunk? You know?
No, but I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, I appreciate
And
that.
so basically, you've got an angel that's disguised himself as a little boy.
Yeah.
And then people that are kind, then all of a sudden miracles start happening.
Miracles
right?
start happening.
I think that's amazing.
And then in the movie, they think there's snake oil going on. You know,
Right.
but yeah, it turned out really sweet. It was great. Dean Cain was in it. He was great. John Schneider was in it. He was great. A little kid, Gavin Castellagno, who's now starring in a Amazon series.
Oh, wow.
He was Gabriel. And so, yeah, I'm excited. We'll see what happens. You know, we're all in now getting everything ready
Yeah,
for
but that's exciting.
Sony.
That's exciting, right? Like a couple weeks ago, I mean, Throwback Thursday, a week and a half ago, this was a slab.
Yeah.
For our concrete.
Yeah.
and here we are. And so I think real quick, we're going to look back and go, oh, remember when we were talking about that series, and now here it is, and it's on TV.
That'd be great. And we're both in it.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, I'm going to get back up there.
I appreciate you. So,
Yeah, I'm going to get back there.
the hardest working guy I know, hands down.
So, Christina, I'm so tired of talking all the time. All I do is talk. Please tell us what we did today.
So, we put up some gables up on the front of the front of the house. Actually, you know, I'm always ruining this.
She's not. It's gables. That's what it is.
Yes, gables. Yes.
So we put a gable over there.
That's what John did. Now, I actually house wrapped the.
From there.
Yeah, pretty much 3/4 of the house today, which is really cool. I've never house wrapped before, so that's pretty awesome. Something I learned about house wrapping, of course, is you've got to cut open the windows and the doors.
You did a great job on that.
Thank you.
By the way, it looks very tight and very smooth, which matters. And you stapled
Drew
it.
helped too.
Drew, yeah. You guys were a team.
Yeah.
There's no I in Team America.
Right. It's important to have house wrap around a house.
It is. And why is that?
You know, you tell us.
Okay. Because it's a vapor barrier. And so a vapor barrier lets it breathe, but it keeps wind and water from going in your house. Right.
Yeah.
And so if there was moisture from heat transfer, okay, so heat transfer means you got something that's warmer and something that's colder. Typically in the morning, right, it's been cold all night, and then the sun comes out, and they get heat transfer, and you get dew on the inside. And so if there's dew on the inside of the siding, for whatever reason, even though it's concrete, then that would just run down that vapor barrier. It wouldn't rot the wood out, and then it would fall out. So that's what you were going to say, right?
That's right.
All right, so here's what I found, right? Lies are complicated, but the truth is simple.
It's true.
Right, so there's a lot of times where I see people and I'm like, you have to keep track of so much stuff by lying. Like if you just tell the truth and say, hey, I messed up, nobody's gonna care. They'll care for a minute and it'll be over. But if you lie about it, then everybody's like, we know you're lying, right? And then you have to keep like, oh no, but the reason why this lie is validated is because this other thing. And you're like, that's not true either. And they're like, I mean this other thing. This goes on until, you know, and it's painfully obvious to everybody.
That's why the Bible says the truth will set you free. So if you lie continually or lie once, you're kind of in bondage. But by releasing it and speaking the truth, which isn't always easy to do, but it's important to do.
High five.
Right? It's important to speak the truth, even if it's uncomfortable, but it's always freeing.
I do so much uncomfortable stuff. I feel like it doesn't even bother me anymore. Like I get up there, I'm like, you want me to tell the truth? Yeah, I did the dumb thing. That's all I do is dumb stuff. Here we go.
Yeah.
So tomorrow we're gonna come out here bright and early and hopefully get some actual work done, because although you guys worked hard, I did almost nothing.
He really didn't do much. He just kind of sat down on the roof and watched us house wrap and put up the gables.
And what was I sipping on? Lemonade? That's usually what I do. I just sip on lemonade.
And kombucha today.
Yeah,
kombucha.
that too. So it's like mushroom juice, is that what it is?
Yeah. Makes
Bacteria
you a
and
little
stuff?
intoxicated slightly.
Intoxicated. A little bit.
Has a little bit of alcohol in it.
What?
Thanks, Mike.
What?
Keep it up.
You're telling me I'm drunk right now? No wonder you're so pretty, Drew. All right, see you.
Whoa, dude. Those are some gnarly curlbacks on the rip toes. You know what I'm saying?
I know that this is probably an important conversation, but I wanted to show you this just in case.
Man,
Just
You
for
can see
you.
what that is. Show the camera. What is that? It's a just in a case.
The things we do when we're building homes. I was going to say set, because I was saying set,
that
but
was
this isn't a set.
anticlimactic.
This is
Was it? So
site.
when we were working on Paul Fensel's house, like a couple years back, whatever, we get to the end of the job, right? And his wife comes out and she carries a briefcase and she sets it down and opens it up. And she's like, it's nice. It's been nice doing business with you. And it's like this much money. It's like nothing. I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
That's it.
So what are we doing today?
Oh, what are we
Come
doing
back
this-
here.
Sorry. Wow. I got told.
Yes. Yes.
You see these holes in the roof? That is not conducive to keeping the rain out. And the rain's coming. And so we're going to fill all of that in. And then Kenny's going to start putting in windows and you're going to help.
Sweet. I'm excited.
I barely saw you because you were camouflaged.
I know.
Oh, that you got this. And then
My goal is to be blended in.
but then also be seen.
Yes.
Smart.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, you're going to put in windows. You so excited?
I'm gonna put in windows. Yeah, it's really complicated. First, I open the window, and then I put the window in the hole, and then I stick it in there with some nails.
So
And-
complicated.
Yeah,
And then what?
and then
Tape it?
You know, you tape the seams and stuff like that. And this
then-
is probably gonna take me like the rest of the week to do this.
Could be minutes.
Yeah. Oops.
Saved by the bell. Ken's important dude. He owns a business. Everybody here owns a business. What's
Yeah.
your business?
Marketing.
It's none of my business. That's what it is.
Right, that's right.
All right, I gotta get to work. So I was eavesdropping on a conversation. You really shouldn't, because sometimes you get that broken telephone thing, like this is how bad gossip starts. And I thought that they were talking about loan sharks. And I was like, you calling me a loan shark? And then Mike, what did you say?
No. A shark that's all alone.
He said, I'm a loan shark, like I'm alone. Oh, hey there. So, Christina, you put in some windows today, right?
I did, yes.
How was that? Tell us about that.
It was really cool. I got to see it and learn how to put in a window and learned about weep holes.
Tell me about weep holes.
And that's very important. You want that on the that kind of tells you where the window, what part of the window should be facing out.
It's important, yeah.
And it's also a very important thing for a window because the condensation and all that stuff, kind of seeps through the window.
Will weep out.
Yes.
That's amazing. Brick also has weep holes. Did you know that?
What?
Brick, at the bottom of brick, they've got little spaces every once in a while, and that lets the water leak out. That's called weep holes on that as well. And so do retaining walls and other things. So,
So yes, how do you tolerate stupid questions?
I'm so glad that you asked. How do I tolerate stupid questions? Well, letter A, I've got the patience of Job, and number 2, I just respond to the question with an even stupider question.
So how do you handle brooms?
So you said the broom is broken?
Yes.
Time heals all brooms. I'm pretty sure that's how the saying goes.
Okay.
I like misquoting sayings. It's kind of like buying a bike.
He does that all the time.
It's just water in the fridge. You don't have to keep bringing that up, okay? All right, so today we were up top and we got the gable ends mostly done. And then, you know what happened? Strong winds came by. I think probably 150 mile an hour. I could be slightly exaggerating. It doesn't really matter. The point is, it was dangerous. And Mike looked at me and said, Mike, what'd you say?
It's windy.
He said it's windy, which I was like, how do you have such wisdom, Mike? But then I was like, smooth seas don't make strong sailors. Let's stick it out. We're going to be rough and tumble. And then what'd you say?
The seas are getting rougher.
And then I was like, yeah, but we're still tough. Kenny, come over here.
But they, they joined the smart ones, Kenny and I, who were on the ground, and
As
decided
I like
to
to
be
call
like
them,
us.
low lives. So, Kenny, smooth seas don't make strong sailors. Yes or no?
No.
I don't know what that means.
That was a weird way to. It's afraid to ask me that question. I don't think that's a yes or wait, but I'm sorry.
I feel like your brain just like,
I was in the middle of a pretty deep thought right there.
I can see that. Were you like thinking about gas or something?
No.
The stuff guys talk about on
Gas prices, like what Joe Biden has done to them.
sites is quite enlightening here.
I know that pink skies are at night or a sailor's delight, and pink skies in the morning
Sailor's warning.
be making them sailors horning.
Tell us about what you've learned about how guys talk.
Not for this one.
No. Please tell us. I can see her all the time like this. She's like, She's got her calculator out. She's doing notes. She's like doing some long division. She's like,
No, a lot of time there's a lot of eye rolling, or I'm like, really? Okay.
She does that. And then what else?
Mainly when it's me.
No, I get a lot of it.
Because we've already figured out she would let me just die.
Fall off
No,
the roof.
I wouldn't
No,
do that.
it's a true story.
As long as I stay alive, I will save anyone that I work with. Save us both.
As long as I
No,
don't.
oh,
do
sorry.
it.
I have something in my throat.
I wouldn't let you guys die.
So here's how it went. We were like, Christina, this bottle represents our life. We're just going to drop it gently, probably like a foot or two.
The water bottles?
Yeah.
We're talking about how I throw. Listen, I didn't grow up throwing. I grew up fighting, like punching and kicking, not
Well,
catching things and throwing balls and stuff like that. So this is
Different. Yeah.
And this is my first time building a house, so trying to throw tools and water bottles at people. It's a new thing, but I'm slowly.
She'll get it. She'll get it.
I busted a few water bottles, but it's under the water.
So, yeah, it's water in the fridge.
Yes, something like that. Something like
So, you're not used to throwing up? We're done. Oh, hey there. So, today we did get wind blown, so we had to stop what we were doing up on the roof, and we did not succeed what I wanted to get done. However, we did get house wrap up the other day, and that was nice. And then we got windows in today. Not all of them, not the upstairs, but all the downstairs windows in. And then we got some siding up, so that's pretty exciting. Now, come on with me. We're gonna take another quick look. We also got this gabled end done, and most of the other one done, and that's a big deal because it was dangerous. But in addition to that, we got these windows in, and then that French door in, and then there's another exterior door on the other side that we got done as well. And I just want to say, for the record, maybe you're holding on, you're like, I don't want to forgive this person. And you're like, but forgiveness is a gift that you give to yourself. So if you're sitting there holding like something bad in your heart against somebody else, like I hate them and they deserve to be punished, the person you're punishing is you. So think about that. Have a good night. Sorry, I'm a little behind today. Let me tell you what happened, okay? I had to do boss stuff. I'm not a good boss. I'm not, okay? I had to drive around the world and go find things and pick things up and whatever. And I really feel like a big fat jerk. I probably put on 12 or 18 pounds today. I'm not good with math. Because you guys all did all this work and Drew did too. And look at this. Isn't this beautiful? I mean, with such pride they did this. And it's...
I was looking forward to this day because I love siding.
She does.
So I was really excited about this day.
You say she was excited.
Exciting. Yeah, it's so exciting. So as soon as we said yesterday, somebody said something about Hardie, and Christina's like off somewhere, like in a hole.
And I reappeared.
And she's like, did somebody say siding?
Someone say Hardie. That's
Yeah,
the
that's
key
what
word.
yeah.
It was
Did somebody say Hardie?
Yes.
She's like, ooh, I want to do that. And I'm like, I need you to help me with this door. And she's like,
Well, you know how girls are with brand names.
oh, yeah. Hardie is important. All right, so, Kenny.
All right, so we sided the whole backside here today.
Don't forget the
The wind was...
Holy monkey, the wind.
Yeah, so we were probably...
I almost blew away.
We were
She
fixing...
did. Her jacket went up like this, and she's...
If you can...
Yeah, dude.
Better get you a selfie stick.
I don't care if I'm in it. Let's see what we got here. That's just the wind blowing. Don't worry about that. Hey there. So hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day, safe on the ground, where you don't have to worry about your life. Is that what we did? Tell.
So if you look back there, it doesn't seem like very much from down here, but when you're up there looking down, you're like, this could be my last moment with legs that are intact,
Or
a rib cage full of ribs that are not broken,
a life here on Earth.
a life here on Earth.
Yeah, because it's pretty sketchy up there. But the wind slowed down. It didn't stop, but it slowed down. And so we got the rest of the gable stitched up with OSB, and we got felt, synthetic felt, on the garage and over all that stuff. And then halfway up this right here, which was so simple, right?
Really simple. So it's so simple that you have to really pay attention to where you're walking, because that stuff right there was designed to be extra slippery and dangerous.
Yeah. But fortunately, I had my feet replaced with flies feet, and they stick to anything.
Flies feet.
Yep.